We've got a Russell Martin Southampton special for you. Can Ipswich Town do anywhere near as well as this one? Let's check it out. This one is called the Russell Martin 433. Now, I do not know a lot about the championship, the coaches that are there, within. So this kind of one is new to me, but I do, having looked him up a little bit, I know he's with Southampton. I know he's only been in there this season. He had a fantastic, just club record 25 games unbeaten from September to February of this year. So a fantastic mark so far. We will see how our three teams, though, of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League, and more importantly, how our championship side of Ipswich Town can do with this. But Russell Martin's fourth place finish, comfortably in fourth with 87 points at the time of recording. I mean, that's something pretty big for Ipswich Town to live up to. So with all that said, let's jump into the Premier League. We'll hit Ipswich Town later on, and then we'll go into the tactic even farther after that. But Premier League it is. Let's get to it. Well, unfortunately, third place for Liverpool. Not the greatest. 82 points, a little bit lower than your average. What is it, 83 goals? I think we've seen better from other tactics that we've seen so far. Aston Villa in eighth, 65 points, 60 goals. And yeah, we've definitely seen better for them. Liverpool getting to the Carabao Cup final, though, and handily beating Manchester City 3-0. So that's trophy number one. Unfortunately, in the FA Cup quarters, you lose out to Chelsea 0-0 in penalties. And unfortunately, no Europa final for you. Europa League semis is where you drop out against Leipzig. 1-2 at home and then 1-1 away from home. That's a doozy. Premier League overall, I can't say that it's too bad. Third place is not great. 82 points is a little bit below average, but you're still, third place, Champions League, so it's not awful. Semifinals of the Europa League, you could have done better. They could have done better this year too. Quarterfinals in the FA Cup against Chelsea, though, but you do win the Carabao Cup, so at least you got something. But overall, stats-wise, 32 goals for Salah, 23 for Jota, not too bad. You got several others in double digits. 14 assists for Trent, 12 for Jota and McAllister. Maybe we could see higher there, I wish. But Jota with a 7.29 is not too bad. Salah with a 7.27. Aston Villa's domestic cup run, unfortunately out against, well, Southampton in the Carabao Cup, third round, 0-1. You do get to the FA Cup quarters, but you lose out to Manchester City 1-3 in extras. And apparently, no getting past the semifinals for these two teams. The Europa Conference League, you're out against Fiorentina, losing away from home, drawing at home. Yeah, their old foe of Fiorentina. So overall for Aston Villa, not the greatest. Eighth place, definitely not where you'd hope to be. Semifinals of the Conference League, I can't say that's awful, but you still, you've won it numerous times over again. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup, yeah, it's Manchester City again. Carabao Cup, though, knocked out in the third round. That could have been a lot better. Squad-wise, with that, not a lot of green here. 20 goals for Leon Bailey, Douglas Luiz with 19. Assists, only 12 for Douglas Luiz. Wow, and everyone else in single digits. Average rating, though, Leon Bailey with a 7.22. Data Hub, Liverpool, doing okay attacking-wise, I guess, kind of halfway up to where they should be, if not a little bit more. But goals per game, 2.18 is definitely lower than what they were expecting. Conceded 0.71, not too bad. And then Aston Villa really just above Premier League average in almost every category except the ones that they're below. And goals per game, 1.58, definitely lower than what they usually get. 1.05 conceded. And I guess it's okay for them. And then a 2.16 points per game. That is not high for them. Aston Villa with a 1.71. It's a little disappointing. Premier League stats, though. Most goals, Liverpool with 83 in first. That is definitely a low tally from what we usually see in a lot of these tactics for all teams, actually, in the Premier League. Fewest shots against the Liverpool in second with 231. Aston Villa all the way down in sixth with 306. Most possession, 57% for Liverpool, 54% for Aston Villa. It's kind of their norms as of late. Best pass completion, Liverpool with 88, as does Aston Villa. Most shots for Liverpool in third with 508. But now as we switch to the championship side with Ipswich Town, fourth place, a fantastic job there. 93 points, just a few above Hull in fifth, but still, you're well into the promotion playoff. Very well done. You could have gotten one more point and gotten to second place, automatically promoted, but you're in the playoffs, you get to the finals, you're promoted obviously with a 4-1 thrashing over Leeds. Seems to be a new trend here. Schedule-wise, all the way through to the Carabao Cup quarterfinals, and you lose out against Tottenham, but you beat Arsenal somehow. You beat Luton Town. Very well done in the Carabao Cup. Unfortunately, you're out immediately in the FA Cup third round. Overall championship, fantastic. You're into the Premier League next season. Well done. FA Cup third round, could have been better, but still, you're not expecting much. Carabao Cup, though, quarterfinals against Tottenham, that is pretty nice. Beating Arsenal is fantastic and probably a pretty big boost to the crowd. But again, low greens here in the squad tallies. 14 goals for Connor Chaplin, not great. Hurst all the way down with a single goal in 4 starts. That just is tough to watch. 12 assists for Harry Clark. Leif Davis with only 11. Average rating, though, Harry Clark was 717. So not all together here in the championship stats. Most goals all the way down in 5th with 93. 104. Nice job, Hull. Fewest shots against in 5th with 412. And then most possession, 5th place with 56%. And that's it. Well, let us take a look at the tactic itself. A sweeper keeper in attack is where we start. Wingbacks on the left and right in support. Ball playing defenders in defend. A DM in support above them. And a Mazzala in attack on the line next to a CM in support. Inverted wingback on the left in attack. And an inside forward in attack on the right. And a deep lying forward in attack up front. Positive mentality, in possession attacking with is fairly wide. Focus play down the left and the right and play out of defense. Passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, mix crosses and work the ball in the box. In transition, counter press, distribute to the back line, and that's it. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press more often, and step up more. But now, how did it do for our 3 teams? Well, Ipswich Town, I mean, we have seen better positioning, better points, better goals from them. However, 4th place, promoted to the Premier League next season, is still pretty nice. Just that alone, I would definitely take a look at this if there's something that interests you in the tactic itself. Seems like to have done a fairly good job for Ipswich Town. If we look at Liverpool and Aston Villa, well, kind of on the average mark. Liverpool a little bit lower than average, I would say, with 82 points. Aston Villa with 65, a little bit lower than usual. But could be just a weird season in the Premier League. Again, Man City wins with 84 points. That's not usually what we see. Usually it's 90 or above. But anything could have happened to the other teams. In general, they're not awful positioning, but I think we've definitely seen better tactics for these 2 teams. If you tried this tactic, let us know how it worked for you. Here, it was kind of a mixed bag. Ipswich Town doing fairly well. The other 2, not so much. But that is it for me, Seffian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.